What is up? Celebrate your success, crew. We are live and my phone is banging up. That is not even the right word, but there are people writing to me left and right. So we're just going to move that out the way so I can see all of your beautiful faces. And this is your grateful realtor coming at you live from Bayside, Queens. And I hope that you're here with us, chilling out with your favorite choice of drink on this very cold winter night. And you're all ready to hear some fabulous information. So I want you to jump into the chat or the comment box, wherever you're finding this. And I want you to let us know, where are you tuning in from? We are so excited to launch our brand new show tonight. And we're going to be interviewing some of the greatest influencers in the world to add massive value and help everyone create a new home and a new you. We're so excited for how the show is evolving. So definitely keep showing up on Sundays, same time, same place.
As for tonight, Celebrate Your Success Sunday Night Crew, we are featuring the lovely Diann Higbee, a best-selling author and an expert at helping people find freedom by helping them declutter their life, not just their home life, but all aspects of their life. So if you are here thinking, I do struggle with decluttering, that's me, and getting organized, or I always find myself spinning my wheels because I don't know where to get started, or I'm struggling with self-sabotaging thoughts and feeling overwhelmed, then you came to the right show. Diann, I am super excited to hear what you have to share. So who is with me? Write me in our chat or in the comments section if you're watching us live on Facebook or on the replay.
Yeah, I am also noticing, by the way, there's someone freezing here from sunny Florida. So for you, I'm trying to find the right words, but we'll not say anything other than I'm super jealous right now. And we're excited to begin. So first and foremost, we are super grateful that you're here with us, Diann.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know that I have my own version of self-sabotaging with some of my most valuable relationships. And I certainly have dealt with a lot of physical and emotional clutter. And you've definitely helped me see things that I wouldn't have been able to see without you. So I'm so truly blessed that we met because of the Unblinded community and that you've trusted me and us to come here and give your time and your insight with us tonight. So Diann, let's start by you telling us a little bit about your business and how you got started.
Okay, well, I am a clutter coach. I have a business called Clutter-Free Living. And I help people, I actually do go into people's homes and help them to declutter and organize their life. I'm also doing some virtual decluttering, which is kind of fun. And people think, well, how can you help me declutter virtually? But literally, I stay with you via Zoom while you're decluttering, and I help you step by step. So that's another thing that I do. And then along with the mental decluttering, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. How I got started in this is my husband and I built this home about 10 years ago, and everything went down in the basement. I don't know about a lot of people, when they move into a new home, everything goes downstairs, right? Or in a room or somewhere. But it was bad. It got to where there were just like trails in some places. The rest of my house I love, it, nice, clean, beautiful, but boy, I thought I could not declutter this basement no matter how hard I tried, over and over again. I'd be down there and I'd be feeling so lonely, and I'd be feeling like there's no end. And I'd be feeling like I could do this full time and I'm not getting anywhere. And one day I got really angry and I screamed and I picked something up and I threw it. And as I threw it, I turned around to go upstairs because I was never going to come back down again. But I heard this crash behind me. And I turned around and I broke a lamp. It wasn't a Tiffany lamp, but it was very much like a Tiffany lamp that my husband had grown up with. And I was literally devastated. I thought, this is my life. I'm not doing this anymore. And I was just going to go upstairs. And everything that was down there was just lost to me. Forget about it. And a little while later, we went to a seminar, my husband and I, and the guy said, if you want to make change, you have to do two things. You have to, say it in your mind, say it out loud, and feel the emotion, because it's the emotion that cements it. So I thought, well, if anybody needs to make change, I do. So I went down to my basement. I said, I love this storage room. I love everything in here. There's no boxes. None of these shelves are here. And I saw it in my mind as if it had already been decluttered. And I created this emotional feeling of how much I enjoyed having that. And within 2 weeks, I got 2 whole rooms done. And I've continued to be decluttering my basement. And I helped people ever since then with the system that I developed from that.
Wow.
So
I was
yeah.
gonna say, Diann, that's an interesting and amazing story. Continue.
So I would love to share that with you and tell you how my system works and how you can declutter your own space.
Well, I know that we personally and are truly excited that one, that you're our first guest speaker, but that you're going to be telling us how you did it, right? Like the easy steps. So, for me, I know my life has been crazy, right? I know that I'm never home, and with the pandemic, I'm home more now. So I have to admit, my house is a hot mess central. Hot mess. So similar to what you were saying about your basement, I would probably say that's my apartment as a whole. So I know I definitely need to hear what you have to say and teach us. So I know Celebrate Your Success Night crew, if you agree and need to know what Diann has to say, please jump into our chat and the comment box on Facebook or on the replay and write, help me declutter. Because with that being said, Diann, I know you're going to be giving us the basic steps and tips that our viewers should know about how to declutter their physical life. So
that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing that you have to do is you have to think about what your values are. What is it in your life that you love? And I'm not talking about your vision board. I'm talking about, what do you value? One of mine is laughter, travel. My family is so important to me. So what are your core values? And the reason that's important is because when you're decluttering, and especially if you're in a small place, you need to be able to let things go that aren't in line with your core values, things that don't matter to you. And then the next thing that you need to do is block out a time. Get your calendar out. I mean, people say, well, I'll declutter this someday, or I'll do some today, or I'll do some tomorrow. No, you need to get your calendar out and block out a 3 or 4 hour period of time when you can actually just work on that. Work on your decluttering. And then during that period of time, turn your phone off. Allow yourself to keep free of all distractions. And I would even say, keep a notebook and pen handy, because as you're going through things, trying to get rid of things or trying to put things away, you're going to pick up a piece of paper that reminds you, oh man, I got to call out Joe, or I got to do this thing or that thing. Don't stop and do it. Just write it down, and then you can get back to it after your time block of decluttering is over. So I'm going to share my screen a little bit to let you know. The other thing is, have your supplies so that you don't have to stop decluttering and go get a bucket or some cleaning wipes or a box to put donation items in. Make sure you have all that ready. Okay, so when you're decluttering, let me do this. Oh.
Well, she's not kidding about this experience, because she told me about it, and I'm just so grateful, because just in that one quick tip she gave me while I was trying to do something for work, she talked to me about this one thing, like do one thing. I'm like, oh, just like write things down that aren't related to that, so that I'm focusing on the one thing, and it made such a difference. So, perfect. Go for it.
Okay.
We see you.
So everything that we have in our life, and in as far as clutter, everything is filtered by the reticular activating system that is in your brain. And so there's a part of your brain that just filters everything. And it can process like 2 million bits of information every single second. So it processes everything we see, everything we hear, and everything we feel. And so not just feel touch-wise, but also emotionally. It processes all of that. And it draws on our past, all of our past experiences, to keep us from doing things that don't feel right or that are uncomfortable. So that when we see a fire, this reticular activating system tells us, oh, don't touch that. Your past tells you that that's not going to feel good. Okay, so let me go back. Fold your arms. Everybody that's here, I'm going to do a little experiment. Fold your arms. And then I want you to unfold your arms and fold them the other way with the other arm on top. Does that feel weird?
I need my arms back.
It feels weird because it's your reticular activating system saying, wow, this isn't quite right. So when you see this clutter in whatever space it's in, and then all of a sudden you're seeing it all cleaned up, it's not going to feel good. So what you have to do is you have to create new neural pathways in your brain, kind of like taking steps through a forest. The more you do something, the more you walk down that forest, the more those pathways are cemented in or more prevalent. And so when you're making new neural pathways in your brain, it's the same thing. So when you see this clean room, your brain's not going to say, oh, wow, that doesn't feel quite right, because you're already going to make these new neural pathways. And I'm going to tell you how to do that.
This is amazing.
When we did this room, we made a declaration about how this room was going to look. So I had this client close her eyes and say, I love this kitchen and all the things that she could do in this kitchen. And we wrote it all down. And then every day for 21 days, she closed her eyes and picture this as if it was already done, even though it wasn't quite yet. Picture it so that when you have, I'm skipping through here, when you have a few things on your countertop, your brain's going to automatically say, oh, wow, those don't go there. So automatically, you're going to put things away. Now, the reason that works is because this filter in your brain doesn't discern whether or not it's real or imaginary. Like, think about how when you dream and you have a nightmare. When you wake up, how do you feel? Scared? Okay, that's imaginary. Same thing with your declutter. If you picture this room that's already decluttered, it might be imaginary, but your brain is not going to think that. It's going to think this is real. And so that when it's clean, it'll stay clean. Okay, so I'm going to quit sharing my screen now. And this is another part of that same kitchen.
Wow.
Okay, so how do we start? You're going to pick a spot and you're going to have 4 things. You're going to have a garbage can, a great big garbage can. You're going to have a box for things that need to go to charity. And you're going to have a list of questions that you're going to ask every time you pick something up. And you're also going to have your supplies that you need. So when you pick something up, I always like the Ohio method. Does anybody know what the Ohio method means? OHIO. Only handle it once. Now, there are some different things that get in the way of that, but basically you pick something up and you decide, can I let this go? Now, why aren't you going to say, can I keep this or let it go? And there's a good reason for that, because you don't want to say, can I keep this? Because already you're giving yourself permission.
Oh, wow.
So think of your values, think of the things that you enjoy, and say, can I let this go? Do I need this? And if you can't really decide, I have a list of questions that I'd love to share with you. And so if you want that list of questions, just say it in the chat, and I'll make sure that Erica gives me your information and I can get it to you. But basically it's about, it centers around 4 things. Time. When have I used this in the past? Does it work? So usefulness. Can I do it? You know, is it even any good? Is it old? Is it, you know, whether or not it's useful? And the other one is it sentimental? Now, those are a little bit more difficult, and that's okay. You don't have to get rid of things if they're sentimental. But think about if you have something that is sentimental, but it's not cool. Think about your mother's scarf. Would she want to be remembered by that? And if it's the answer is no, get rid of it. And then other things that you can let go of is if you really like something, but you don't use it and you're having a hard time letting go, take a picture of it. And then it's easy because you've got this picture of it. I had some beautiful little mailboxes that I made for all my kids for their notes and things. And I had the hardest time letting those go. But I have a picture of all of them, and it was so easy to throw those away afterwards. So then one by one, you just start at one end of the room, you walk around, or if it's your drawers, have a little bit different method for that. And quickly, I'll just go over method for drawers and closets, things like that. It's the space method. And so the first word is S, sort. Take everything out and sort it. P is purge. After you've got it all sorted, and I do this on my bed or kitchen table or whatever, purge everything. Get rid of as much as you possibly can. Donations are a little difficult right now, but big brothers and big sisters will take donations. There are a lot of places that you can. You just kind of have to search them out. So donate whatever you can. So after that, A is associate like items. So get the things that go together, associate them. And then C is containerize. This is huge. Make sure everything has a container. Everything in your home should have its own home, its own space. But get containers, make sure everything is containerized and labeled, because the containers don't do you any good. In fact, that makes it worse if you don't have labels on them. I hope you're getting some good information. So,
I'm writing it down as you speak.
Jasmine's taking notes. She's taking notes. She's taking notes for me because I have Fiona.
I am.
So
I'm making sure she doesn't sit on the computer. So Jasmine's taking notes.
Okay. Hey, Jasmine. So after that, the last letter in the space is E, and that is evaluate. So a couple of times a year, you want to go back through and kind of evaluate, you know, if it needs to be fixed or changed or whatever, if you need to get rid of some more stuff. And because it's not always gonna stay the same. Your life changes, unfortunately. Sometimes it's better and sometimes it's worse, but you're not always going to use the same things, so you need to reevaluate. So let's see. Let me just address one thing. When you block out the time, did I talk about the notebook yet?
You mentioned having a notebook just in case. Yes. If something pops into your mind, you write it down, but you're not going to be distracted for that time being, right? Because
that works for other things as well. It works not just for declutterizing your space, but also when you're time blocking for a business thing or whatever. Notebook, when you write down things that you need to do or things that you need to remember, if you don't have to stop and do it right now, just write it down and then you can get back to it. That's why I think to-do lists are so amazing. Anyway, okay. Is there any questions?
Erica.
I think we have a few. So I know that we definitely have had, I feel like at least one in the chat. And I know that we had Tiffany and Eric that were looking at the chat. We also have possibly a question or two on Facebook.
We can actually leave that for a little later in our Q&A portion.
Oh yes, Jasmine. So we're doing a new show, so please forgive me.
Okay.
So we have rewritten the fact that we are actually, by the way, we're going to have, excuse me, Fiona, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get in your way. So we are, yes, there's a Q&A portion. We're going to have maybe one or two questions live, and then we're going to have the after hours with Diann behind the scenes. So if anyone's on Zoom or if you haven't registered yet and you want the link, comment on Facebook so that one of our amazing team members can make sure you get the link to have exclusive access to Diann for about 15 minutes after the show. But I know that I have another question Jasmine wanted to remind me. Wow, I think people are still registering. Go figure. I wanted to know, Diann, and we'll get to those questions in a moment. I know you were talking about physical decluttering, and I feel like you were about to touch on this, and I just want to make sure I remind you, because you personally have helped me so much with emotional decluttering, or should we say mental blocks. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. So a lot of times when we have something that we're struggling with, or anything that we can't quite get a handle on, whether it's our, maybe we're just depressed for some reason, or there's something going on in our life that says, well, I can't do something. I'm too stupid, or I'm too depressed, or I'm too, this is a belief that you have in yourself that you need to somehow let go of. And so I do coaching for that. It's belief breakthrough coaching, but it's all based again on everything that's something that's happened in your past, something significant that has caused that belief. And somehow you need to build new neural pathways to release whatever it is that's caused that, to change that, and to make it so that you can overcome that belief, so that you can believe better things, so that you can believe new things, things that will help you to succeed in every area of your life, whether it's health, wealth, physical, whatever it is. You can get new beliefs. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about mental clutter and the things that happen. I know when I first started my business, it was overwhelming to me. And I even asked my coach, Chris Crone, what do I do about all this stuff that I'm doing? I have to, I like to ride my horses. I play the piano. I want to paint and blah, 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 blah. And I'm trying to do this new business. What do I do? I'm overwhelmed. And then I went to Cambodia and I got injured. I ended up in bed for several months. And I went from overwhelm to nothing. And I got to tell you, some parts of that felt really good. And when I started my business up again, I realized I need to take it at my own pace.
Yeah.
I need to let go of a lot of the things. So many of you are doing so many things that you don't have to be doing. Let it go. What are you doing in your life that you can let go of?
That's a great question. That's a great question. Jasmine, I'm going to kick it back over to you. Before we head to the audience, was there something else I think you might have wanted to ask?
Yes. I mean, I definitely know you gave really explicit tips. I took so many notes already. So Diann, those are really easy steps. And I love the acronyms that you gave us. I love the information about what you were talking about, the techniques, where your techniques came from, right? But I'm thinking our viewers definitely want and need to know and hear more about what you have to say in regards to my next question, which I think everyone is thinking about. What are some valuable tips you can leave our viewers with after they declutter, right? After they do all the steps that you're saying, right? We all know that time will come where a mess might be recreated. So how do we all continue to stay organized?
Okay. Remember I said that there's this declaration that you write about a room? I have, I don't know if I'm going to show you this declaration. This is what a a client of mine recently did about her bedroom. And it says, "This is where I come to convalesce. I relax and enjoy myself. This room is beautiful and clean. This is where we unwind and talk about things. We enjoy relaxing and spending time together." These folks are a little older, so some of the things that younger people might put in here didn't go in there. But I come in here for quiet time. And I enjoy turning on the TV. Okay, this is her declaration about her room. I invite you to write a declaration, whether it's a drawer or a room that you're struggling with. And when you do that, close your eyes, visualize this room the way that you've made the declaration, and feel the emotion of it, because it's that emotion that's going to cement it in. I love this den. I relax in here and it feels so good because it's so clean. Do that for the 21 days or whatever it takes. Visualize it. And then the maintenance is going to come automatic because you're going to see something out of place. And because you already pictured it over and over again, you've built new neural pathways, you're going to be able to pick that up and put it away.
Wow.
It's going to come automatic.
Nice. That's incredible. Thank you.
I know. Also, we have busy lives, and sometimes it's, like, I'll get to it when I take time. But I promise you, if you'll do this, it will be so much easier, because you won't even have to think about taking the time. You've already visualized this room the way you want it.
Outstanding. Wow. And, I know Jasmine and I both have, not just Jasmine, I know all of us have taken away some very valuable information here, and we're just getting started. I know. And Jasmine, is there a quick takeaway for your business that you see? I know that we innovated the show and we invited guests on to share about, how they could add value to what we're doing and the impact we want to make in the world. So how do you see that based on what Diann's up to? How could that impact your business and the impact you're looking to make?
Well, obviously, I think any business owner, there's some on, in our Zoom audience, can attest that it's important to be organized, right? So I know for me, I love the Container Store, and I know that's one of my partner stores in Walmart. So I'm definitely going to take what Diann said to heart, that every item in your house has a home of its own. So the Container Store might be my new best friend.
Personally. I love the Container Store.
Or
my best friend.
Or Target, right? So I definitely know that those are partner stores that you can buy those things, like containers at, and labels. I know Staples love labeling things because very easy access, right? As a teacher, that's one of the things I try to be, is organized as well. So I think it's funny that everywhere else could be a little bit more organized except for my home. So that's interesting.
Yeah. And when you bring back that everything else can be organized, but your home is not as organized. We have another person that popped in.
People coming back.
They're coming back. They're out. They're back. I think for me, and why I'm so grateful that we're doing this, and this concept of new home, new you, this idea of decluttering, not just physically, but emotionally, financially, spiritually, and really taking on just taking this on in my business. When I move people, I don't just move you like, okay, we're taking you from Georgia, to Cincinnati. I've never made that move yet, but I've moved people in Georgia and Cincinnati, just not from one to the next. So now I can move you from wherever you are physically, but also like emotionally, financially, spiritually, which leads us to like, I know there's going to be lots more questions, and I'm actually so grateful that originally we were planning on 2 guests, and we had one to interview, which is awesome because you added so much value, and we're just so grateful. And I know there's tons of questions, and I want to give people the space, one, to ask maybe a question or 2 live, and then we'll go behind the scenes and ask some more questions privately. And if you're watching and you want behind the scenes with Diann, and see a little bit more about what she's going to do, you can register. And I just want to thank everyone also for being here. Fiona, I'm so sorry.
So with that being said, Eric, can you let us know some questions?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to
It's
share
all
my
right. You
screen
can
again.
hit stop share.
Okay.
Go ahead, Eric.
Sure. So I do see one question in the chat. So this is from Camille. Like, do you have any suggestions for all my papers?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I definitely do have a great suggestion. I do what's called the paper chase.
Mm.
And that means that you have, when you're decluttering your house or your rooms, make sure that you gather all the papers together. Don't take the time to file them then, because that could take a lot of time. But go through, and then a lot of the papers that you have, you don't need. So get rid of some of your files. A lot of the files that you have are just ridiculous. So just take pictures of those things and get rid of them. And
That's
then
true. Now everything is on Google Drive.
yeah, everything's on Google Drive. And so just only keep track of the things that you absolutely need. And then, shred things that you need to shred. I have a list of things that you do have to keep, things like your documents, your marriage documents, divorce documents, your, any important papers. So I'm not saying get rid of all your files.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, wait until you're through decluttering your stuff, and then go through all of your papers all at once. Usually when I start this with clients, I have boxes and boxes of papers that we go through. And literally, it's just a matter of going through them one at a time.
Okay. Okay, great.
Okay.
I
Can I share my screen for just one more second?
Sure.
I want
If you guys need to go, you can go, but Diann is committed to adding as much value as possible. I don't know how much we can be here till 4. Diann's going to be here till 4 o'clock tomorrow, but I might take a sleep. No, just kidding. Go
Okay.
for it.
I just wanted to share this book. This is a book I wrote. It's all about
please.
decluttering and organizing. Why doesn't my decluttering stay decluttered? So, and it's on Amazon. You're welcome to look that up.
Oh, perfect. Wait, share that one more time.
Okay.
Or we could put it in the chat too. So
Why doesn't my decluttering stay decluttered? It's called Decluttering and Organizing.
Wow, and we can get that on Amazon, you said, right?
Yep, it's on Amazon.
Okay, so that's amazing. No, sorry. She wants the book. She's getting the book, guys.
You can get the book. Okay.
I think Diann, if you could put that in the chat as well, I think that would be a great add-on so people could physically copy and paste it. Very
Yeah,
easy.
and then on the Facebook post as well. And I'm so sorry, we're getting a little distracted. Fiona really wants the book.
Thank you.
And then what if we take one more question and then we'll go behind the scenes, we'll wrap things up, and then we'll have Diann, take care of anyone else offline as well, if that's okay, Jasmine. And I think so we're kind of, I know we promise around 30 minutes, and sometimes it might take a little longer because we love to keep adding value. And I'm sorry, Fiona, you're not going to.
I think we'll probably go into our private Q&A, but I just want to remind everyone, share this video and link to register for our upcoming shows. Eric can drop our YouTube link and the Zoom registration into the chat. 2, share your wealth. We know that tons of you have a plethora of knowledge, so please reach out and let us know how we can put you to work. 3, share our link tree /celebrate your success, and let's schedule consultations for anyone who has real estate needs anywhere in the world, or anyone who wants to convert their everyday spending into an earning for themselves. And of course, be sure to schedule a consultation with Diann. Eric, and if you could drop Diann's Calendly into the chat, that'd be great as well. And 4, share your questions, or resources, feedback, what you want to hear more of, because it takes a village to create this amazing passion project. And we all our hands need to be on deck. So we're looking for, just so you know, we're looking for Clubhouse moderators, individuals who have iPhones. You can get a percentage of what we do. So please, please, please let us know what you can bring to our show and to all our viewers.
Yes, and as far as Clubhouse moderators, that is because the more people we impact, the more of a difference you can make as well. And I know that every single person watching this has some sort of talent or value or gift that they could add. And that's why we're creating this as not just our show of us. We did 20 episodes where it was just Jasmine and I pouring in massive value. Then we said, why not interview some really talented, extraordinary humans? And we want to make sure we know what you're looking for. This came out of a request from the viewer. So Fiona, I know you're excited, but you got to stop moving, boo-boo. Thank you. And then with that said, I also, again, I just want to say thank you so much to Diann. Also, thank you to our Zoom audience. We appreciate you. We appreciate the questions in the chat. We hope you'll stay after hours to get the rest of those questions answered. And this is and thanks for those who are watching live or on the replay as well. We appreciate you. Your questions can be answered as well. Get a consultation with Diann. My name is Erica Rose Siegel, in case you can't read it wherever you're finding this, also known as your Grateful Realtor. And we are with Jasmine Yan, your super savvy shopper, and Princess Fiona Siegel. Signing off for now, but not forever. We're going to see you next Sunday on February 7th, at 8 p.m. for our Celebrate Your Success Sunday series, where we share all things you don't know that you need to know about creating a new home and a new you. And we have two amazing guests that are going to be joining us, our village. One is Kate Nova, who is a holistic hypnotherapist and an emotional health expert. And Chris McGlynn, who protects and empowers individuals, families, small businesses through an affordable prepaid legal plan that's offered by Legal Shield. Now, folks, I also just want to let you know, we originally thought it made sense to have two people on the show, and we're going to circle back offline with Chris and Kate and say, hey, maybe we should just do one, because we've never done this before. This was our first time ever having a guest. So if you think we did a good job, clap your hands. Oh, mommy, you did such a good job. I'm so proud of you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. She just made a sound, so I don't think it was of joy. I think it was put me down. So until next time, our contact information is also going to be found here. Eric, I know you're going to drop that in the chat. We can drop it on Facebook. Oh, I got a little distracted. I'm going to declutter what's going on in my brain for a moment, and I'm back. And until next time, we will see you behind the scenes, or we will see you at our next show. This is Erica Rose Siegel, your Grateful Realtor, and Jasmine Yan, your super savvy shopper. Thank you for joining us. Go ahead and celebrate your success and have an absolutely beautiful evening and creating a new home and a new you. Bye, guys.